Hello and welcome to MotorBeam. Today we have with us the flagship TVS motorcycle, the Apache 200 Fi, and the flagship Bajaj, the Pulsar RS 200.
Let's see which of these two Indian bikes is the better one.
Now between both these motorcycles, there's no denying the fact that the Apache 200 does look better. Now the Pulsar has a lot of styling elements on it. It does have dual projector headlights and a full fairing, but the Apache with its beefier look does turn out to look better on the road.
Well, exactly, the Pulsar feels overstyled. I mean, there are too many stickers on the front. The rear is a completely different story, and whereas Apache is much more subtle. Well, the Apache's console feels much better than the Pulsar's. This one packs features like a 0 to 60 timer or top speed recorder, a gear shift indicator, and also a lap timer.
Well, the Pulsar's console has an analog tachometer, which I really feel is much easier to read. It also gets backlit switches. And in terms of pillion comfort, yes, the Apache does have better grab rails and also a wider and softer seat.
Well, coming on to the performance, both bikes are 200cc 4-valve fuel-injected engines. But what differentiates them is the liquid cooling on the Pulsar and the oil cooling on the Apache.
Now the Pulsar RS 200 is much faster. It has way better performance. When you talk about outright acceleration, in-gear acceleration, and even top speed, the Pulsar beats the Apache hands down.
Exactly, the additional BHP and the fairing along with the windshield is what makes the Pulsar really faster than the Apache, while a windshield over here is sorely missed because the wind blast gets really tiring.
Now the Pulsar RS 200 also has the advantage of having an extra gear, so if you want to go cruising out, the Pulsar is easier to hold speeds.
But the Apache didn't feel so short geared as the fifth gear is adequately tall, but the taller gear ratio actually makes it knock below the 3000 mark.
But the Apache does have better performance in the city. The Pulsar has more power in the top range. So this is a bike more fun to ride out on the open roads.
But in the city, the mid-range is just beautiful. I can wheelie all day long. And kicking off from the signals is a piece of cake.
Having 3 spark plugs, the Pulsar RS 200 is also very frugal, but there's not much to differentiate in terms of mileage of these motorcycles, and both have a very similar tank capacity as well. Now the Pulsar RS 200 has race sport in its very name, so one would expect it to be the better handling bike of these two, especially with that perimeter frame. But out on the road, it's the Apache 200 which does handle better.
Of course, because this has a shorter wheelbase, softer suspension setup, which makes it very flickable and very frugal in the urban conditions. And this, when coupled with the Pirelli tires, I definitely recommend getting the Pirellis. And even if you get the TVS REMORA tires, they are any day better than the Eurogrips which now come on the Pulsar.
And if you're lucky enough, you might just get MRFs on the Pulsar, but that seems quite unlikely. Talking about the ride quality with the soft suspension, it is the Apache which does have a better ride.
Oh yes, it does. The softer seat and the positioning of the foot pegs along with this handlebars, it just makes a perfect city bike.
And even in terms of braking, I think the Apache has better brakes. Now if you go for ABS option, there is dual channel ABS on the Apache, whereas the Pulsar RS 200 only gets a single channel ABS. Now both these motorcycles are very similarly matched. It's very difficult to decide a winner. Now build quality wise also, they are very similar bikes.
Yes, the build quality wise they are similar, but because of the fairing, the Pulsar does vibrate at high speeds and it gets a bit noisy, whereas there are no such problems in the Apache because the vibrations are also much lesser than that of the Pulsars.
Now the RS 200 is the expensive bike between these two, but it does offer performance, and if performance is all you seek, it is the Pulsar RS 200 which is the motorcycle to buy.
But if you want practicality with a decent performance, I think the Apache 200 is the better way to go.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, comment and subscribe to the MotorBeam channel.